An internal combustion engine, IC engine, works by converting the chemical energy in fuel into mechanical work or torque to power a vehicle. An internal combustion engine, ICE or IC engine, is a heat engine in which the combustion of a fuel occurs with an oxidizer, usually air, in a combustion chamber that is an integral part of the working fluid flow circuit. In an internal combustion engine, the expansion of the high-temperature and high-pressure gases produced by combustion applies direct force to some component of the engine. The force is typically applied to pistons, piston engine, turbine blades, gas turbine, a rotor, Wankel engine, or a nozzle, jet engine. This force moves the component over a distance. This process transforms chemical energy into kinetic energy, which is used to propel, move, or power whatever the engine is attached to. The engine's main components are a cylinder and a piston, and the process works like this. Intake. Fuel is mixed with air and inducted into the cylinder. Compression. The piston moves down, compressing the fuel-air mixture. Combustion. The mixture is ignited by a spark plug, causing combustion. Power. The expanding combustion gases push the piston, which rotates the crankshaft. Exhaust. The exhaust stroke completes the cycle. The two main types of IC engines are spark ignition, SI, gasoline engines, and compression ignition, CI, diesel engines. The main difference between the two is how they supply and ignite the fuel. Here are some other things to know about IC engines. Crankshaft. The crankshaft has small holes that allow oil from the bearings to travel to the rod journals. Connecting rods and wrist pins. Connecting rods connect the piston to the crankshaft, and wrist pins attach the piston to the connecting rod. Efficiency. IC engines are more efficient than external combustion engines, which are used in steam engines. Diagram of a cylinder as found in an overhead cam 4-stroke gasoline engine. C. Crankshaft. E. Exhaust camshaft. I. Inlet camshaft. P. Piston. R. Connecting rod. S. Spark plug. V. Valves. Red. Exhaust. Blue. Intake. W. Cooling water jacket. Gray structure. Engine block. A connecting rod, also called a con rod, is the part of a piston engine which connects the piston to the crankshaft. Together with the crank, the connecting rod converts the reciprocating motion of the piston into the rotation of the crankshaft. The connecting rod is required to transmit the compressive and tensile forces from the piston. In its most common form, in an internal combustion engine, it allows pivoting on the piston end and rotation on the shaft end. A camshaft is a shaft that contains a row of pointed cams in order to convert rotational motion to reciprocating motion. Camshafts are used in piston engines to operate the intake and exhaust valves, 1, 2 mechanically controlled ignition systems, and early electric motor speed controllers. A piston is a component of reciprocating engines, reciprocating pumps, gas compressors, hydraulic cylinders, and pneumatic cylinders, among other similar mechanisms. It is the moving component that is contained by a cylinder and is made gas-tight by piston rings. In an engine, its purpose is to transfer force from expanding gas in the cylinder to the crankshaft via a piston rod and/or connecting rod. In a pump, the function is reversed and force is transferred from the crankshaft to the piston for the purpose of compressing or ejecting the fluid in the cylinder. In some engines, the piston also acts as a valve by covering and uncovering ports in the cylinder. A connecting rod, also called a con rod, is the part of a piston engine which connects the piston to the crankshaft. Together with the crank, the connecting rod converts the reciprocating motion of the piston into the rotation of the crankshaft. The connecting rod is required to transmit the compressive and tensile forces from the piston. In its most common form, in an internal combustion engine, it allows pivoting on the piston end and rotation on the shaft end. A spark plug is a device for delivering electric current from an ignition system to the combustion chamber of a spark ignition engine to ignite the compressed fuel/air mixture by an electric spark while containing combustion pressure within the engine. A poppet valve, also sometimes called mushroom valve, is a valve typically used to control the timing and quantity of petrol, gas, or vapor flow into or out of an engine, but with many other applications. Thanks for watching. We will get back with more such videos.